Hello, I'm Barry James, founder of the Crowdfunding Centre and the Crowd Data Centre, and we've compiled a whole mountain of data, uh, and we've done that, and we want to use that to help crowdfunders uh, navigate the tricky business of running a crowdfund, because there are a number of decisions that you invariably will be making running a crowdfund. One of the first that comes to mind is which platform will I use, but also there's very often some thinking to be done about which category. Sometimes it's equivocal. Maybe I've got a health app. Maybe it should go in health, or maybe it should go in tech or apps, because they have very different characteristics. And sometimes it's less obvious, but there is a choice, and different categories perform very differently, different success percentages, different numbers of backers around, and so on different platforms. So all of this goes towards thinking about and having some real hard information on my target audience. And all of that goes towards informing my strategy, making sure that what I'm doing is sane and sensible, but has the best chance of success. And also, uh, if I'm running a rewards campaign, the rewards are obviously very important. And a lot of work has been done by projects like mine already, very creative work in coming up with the best rewards, the best spread of rewards, making sure there's something for everyone. And there's a lot to be learned there. There's lots of ideas to inspire yet more, and a brainstorm. So that's the rewards are definitely a decision that I can be creative about with the right information, but also pricing. I'm going to need to price all those rewards, what's gone before, what worked, what didn't. And all of this will go towards the understanding of my target and maybe stretch targets as well. So having hit the minimum target, if I'm succeeding, what will my stretch targets be? So all the kinds of decisions that I can and should be considering in order to hone the proposition, the actual offering that I'm going to be making via the pitch, and honing the pitch itself, and in turn forming the strategy and informing how we go about the campaign. So we've created this data mountain. The answers are in there, but it's a very big mountain. This is much bigger than even than a haystack. So we created the tools to make this relatively easy, which was stage one. We've now gone to stage two to make this much easier. So we've now created what we're now calling the crowdfunding success trail up here, which is a way of helping you find your way very quickly to the key statistics, the key pieces of information, and the inspiration that you're going to need to succeed. So let's see how that works. Well, let's look first of all at these key performance stats, and we're going to look at them from two different points of view. So over here, we'll see in a moment from the point of view of the categories which we may choose, and on the right over here, from the point of view of projects like mine. And in each case, we'll look across the available platforms, all the major platforms, for the success rate, because they vary from platform to platform. At the typical average funding goal, again, very informative to know within my category and the kinds of projects, what other people do and have been doing, what succeeded. And we'll look at successful projects in each case. And what was the average pledge? So what are people comfortable pledging in those areas? And then number four is that average number of backers. So very informative for the different kinds of project on the different platforms, how many backers were around and available and interested, again, will help us immensely. And then the average overfund or funding level achieved by those successful projects will tell us a lot. And together, that information on each category that we're interested in, that we may or may not use by platform, and the information on projects like ours will help us to decide category and decide which platform. Because what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be pulling together for you a whole group, a cohort of projects like yours in the same sort of category, with the same sort of target range, with the same sort of characteristics, keywords, and so on that have succeeded. And we'll be able to see that this one, in fact, was 340% complete. When it finished, it reached a funding target of $11,000 in this case. It could have been much higher, depending on the kind of project. But we'll be able to get all those key stats we just talked about for that group of projects. But also, we'll be able to drill through into these projects, and if you like, use the trail as a sort of starting point to see what the rewards were, how well each reward went. We can see the funding curve through the time of the project, and very often that's really informative because quite often we see a spike happen within a funding curve. The first one we looked at, the spike came 11 days before the end of the campaign, and we were then able to look and dive into the data and look at the Twitter stream for that project, for example, and see what did the project owner do that generated that interest at that point. So lots of gems of information, lots of inspiration to help us make those decisions, and ultimately to decide the category and the platform that we need. So helping us structure the way that we make decisions. And as we see, although we often think about the platform first, it's only sensible to make that decision quite low down after we know more about the target audience, we know about the optimum category and how that's performing on different platforms. We've decided mostly about our strategy, and obviously fixed or flex. Are we going to go for fixed funding or flex funding? Flex is only available on certain platforms, so that will affect that as well. Then we can address the platform question, the rewards, the pricing, the targets and stretch targets, and indeed, let me go back a little, and indeed hone our proposition, pitch, strategy, and campaign. So this is the crowdfunding success trail. We hope you'll find it really useful. It's available, or will be very, very shortly, at the Crowdfunding Centre, and we hope this is going to help crowdfunders like you to get quickly to the information that they need, and to plan and run better campaigns with less fuss and more easily. Hope to see you there soon.